Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. We strongly advise you to stay on a sim as long as needed before you start using a real money. All our videos are for educational purposes only. You're very welcome to follow any of our signal as long as at your own risk. On the left corner here, you have a market analyzer. You can follow the signals. Buy at 31.10.50. This is where the system, automated system, give you the direction, and then gives you the target at 31.17.25. There is 14 ticks into the profit based on the last entry signal. On the right corner here, there is a market analyzer for the scalper. If you like to scalp the market, which in December months, maybe it is very wiseable to use a scalper. And here we see buy order at 31.0575, target 31.17. The system gives you the direction, entry price, target, and trailing stops based on fibs. The same story on the stocks and Forex. At the moment, we have 127 ticks based on the last entry signal. On the left corner here, we have 204 ticks into the profit based on one contract on the last entry signal, not the whole day. On the scalper, we have 163.75 ticks, 175 ticks based on the last entry signals, not the whole day. What we do, we usually use the blue chart for swing trading, and we use the blue chart when the automated trade takes those trades. On the market analyzer, there is 4 different automated trade. There is ATM strategy, pullback re-entry, and fully automated. And the same story here, as you see on the 30-year Treasury bond, with the new contract. On the 30-year Treasury bond, we have a sell order on the scalper, which the system already nailed it. As you see here from the scalper, those are the white charts connecting. The white charts are connecting to the scalper, and the blue charts are connected to the swing trading. So this is the signal where we got on the 30-year Treasury bond, and this is the new signal that just popped out and closed immediately with a couple of $300 on this one, and this one is about to close also. So the both of signals came in millisecond. If you go back with the video, and is already done the job on the gold. It is amazing, the gold. And as you see how when the gold hit the target, stopped. This is how accurate it is, and this is the second trade, and is about to hit the target. So we have a very good couple of trades to start with at 10 o'clock. And there we go. We are about to nail 375 on the 30-year Treasury bond. Remember, guys, we are using the new contract on the 30-year Treasury bond. It is the 320. We will be covering also. So there is 4 different automated trade on the scalpers, and there is 4 different automated trade on the swing trading. But you can use the simple one, is the ATM. I like the ATM. When the market is trying to go back, I can overwrite a little bit, or I can cover some of the trades, and like what I have done right now, and cover it, close it, better than nothing, secure the target. At the moment, we have 333 ticks based on the last entry signal on the swing trading, and we have a 257 ticks on the scalping. Also, we have covered a lot on, this is a total different system. We have covered a lot about the swing trading for the last few months. So today and that month, we will be covering the scalpers. This is a total different system. And we start at 9 o'clock as always, and then we hit one trade, two trade, three trade, four trade, small trades, scalping, and we already hit the 500 on that one here as well. And if we look at the second scalper on the ES, hit 500 immediately. Well, it took a little trades, but we hit the 500 on the ES. All the scalpers are on a target 500 on each chart, and uh, if the market is running smooth, we will be done in a matter of minutes. As you see here, we start a little bit 3 minutes before 9 o'clock. We were done by 9:03, and it was done, finished. You know, so we will be covering some of those as well. Today we have went in a lot of details about how to look at the trades. Actually, we spent hours yesterday teaching traders on the previous video from yesterday how to look at the market, how to avoid chop market, and how to this month here, especially December month, it's gonna be a lot of a flat market, sideways, chops, you name it. It will be in December months. People wanna this the closer we get to the Christmas, the it's gonna get chop and flat. So that's why this month we are covering only practically scalping, and we still can make it on a daily basis with a scalper. And if the market is trending, we can extend those target on the scalper and not deactivate the auto trade, and you can turn it from scalping to swing trading immediately. Uh, we covered a lot yesterday, so today we will be monitoring the market. And when at the moment we don't have any trade, we nailed within seconds um, almost $500 on two scalping, and now we are waiting on a new trades. There is no trade right now. We are waiting on the next wave, and then we will be uh, uh, taking some trades. Right now, the scalper has not activate any trade, so it is a very high frequent 15-second, and it does not take left and right trade. As you see right now, there is no trade, and when the market starts spikes, and when the market starts spike, then we will get a signal, and we will get the trade. A lot of times I'm very busy or occupied with. It is very hard to control so many different charts. But what you can do, you can look at the signal on the first column from the scalper, and then you can control. Also, you can keep your eye on the first column on the swing trading when a new signal occur, and you can follow those signals very easily. So we wish you the best for today. We we covered a lot actually yesterday how to trade. So now we are sitting on a standby to see how this market going. When we see something we need to highlight, we will be more than glad to highlight. Uh, as an example, right now, the ES did very well, and it hit to the target. We are done with the ES trade, hit the target, so now we are waiting on a new signal. But if we notice on the NASDAQ, there is some problem with the NASDAQ, and that's why the NASDAQ is not able to get out of this area here. If we look on the NASDAQ market analyzer, the swing trading is 83.1125, target 83.2975. Very fair enough, but as you see here, from our zone, the fibs. They are extremely accurate, and the Nasdaq has been having a problem crossing the 83.1425 and is having a problem crossing the second level is 83.1950. Excuse me. So this is causing a little problem here on the Nasdaq when you are trading, and that's what we need to do. We need to push the brake a little bit on the Nasdaq until we can get out of that area here. For the news today, also there is a lot of high news. If we look at different charts, this is a different chart. We have high news in the evenings, which we have the crude oil at 10:30 is a medium, and so let's look at the ES with a bigger, larger picture to see what's going on with the ES. Okay, well, after we hit the target, there is not much going on, and we will wait on the new signal, and then we approach the market on the ES. And came in exactly on the Nasdaq, on the target, and then start. Most likely the ES is coming back to the 31.1150 as a re-entry, and let's see what happened on that section here. ES, there is a nasty area. Nasdaq, it is you cannot trade that Nasdaq when it's still in that area. It's not tradable. So we gotta wait a little bit to see if we can generate a new signal. The system will generate a new signal in there. So we're gonna stay a little bit on the standby here, and we explained everything in detail. I don't want to go through everything again today, but we will be start watching the market and try to see if there's any new signals. We will be nailing it. The last signal we had is the first approach now on the last signal. Again, guys, you need to keep your eye on the first column here and on the first column here on the left-hand side to see when it says a new signal. It gives you direction, and it gives you the numbers to go in and out, which you can trade it manually, or you can activate an automated trade, fully automated ATM strategy, pullback re-entry automated. Comes with a big variety of automated trade. They all enter the same signal, but if you wanted to use ATM or ATM strategy, or if you want to use, you can do that. That will be pleasant for the trader able or have an option to do that. So right now we are sitting on a standby, waiting on some trade. This is a very good question, Ron. I mean, everything is about fib lines, Ron. That's why I have said, Ron, before, you know, I will not touch this market without fibs, an accurate fibs, not to just lose all over. Because here's the problem, Ron. If the fibs are not accurate, they has to be extremely accurate. They have to be 90% accurate. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. Why? Because at the moment, we have only one trade. It's the YM. And here's a fib line, and then I can cross it with the ES, and I can cross where is the fib lines on the ES. I can immediately see if this gonna be okay trade or not. So we covered a lot around yesterday. So if you go back to yesterday video, you will get plenty education how you can look at this market and decide if it's a tradable. As an example, what I have said, Ron, on this one here, when I see the Nasdaq has fell to cross those lines, you need to skip that instrument and jump on a different instrument where it is much cleaner charts. As an example here, which I remember, as you see, we have covered a lot those re-entry points, which they are all over your chart. Re-entry point on the ES 310950. Re-entry point here is 8306. Re-entry point is 27675. On the Nasdaq, it's not clear because of those fib lines. And if we look again in here, we can see where is the pullback re-entry and is all clear all the way up. So we need to look at the ES where is stopping on which fib lines, and then where, look at this. If we look at the YM, look where it is stopping at exactly at 27669, and now the market is going back and forth. So we know we have a problem in there, and we need to cross that number. If we cross that number, we are packing in all the way down. With some of the trades, it will be $100, and as you see with the other two trades, in a milliseconds, you nailed $600. So you cannot. You have to approach every trade because the system trade calculate every entry differently than the previous entry. It's not a black box like those scalpers. They're already done, most of them. And those scalpers, they go left and right, taking a trades. As we see, the ES took a couple of trades, nailed the 575. Those are a black box. Not a black box, but I mean, they are normal auto trade, and this one closed, and this one closed. So those are already done. Most of them actually, they are on the way to be closed, all of them. So this is a total, most of the traders, this is what they have to auto trade with, which we have a lot of them, in your package. You can see that, that. But what I like that type of a trading, and you manage the auto trade. And the reason, before you know it, you start recognizing the market movement. This kind of auto trade, you are at the mercy, as I said yesterday, on the market condition. If the market moving, you'll make money. The market not moving, you will not make money, because you are at the mercy of the market movement. With that type of a trade in here, if you follow it for 30 days, the 15 seconds, which I talked to you yesterday, and we've been using the scalper 15-second now for over a month. You haven't done it yet, and today it is your first day. You switch to the 15 seconds, and I find it is extremely well, because first of all, it is a very clean picture. You are dealing with the fibs, and you're letting the system take in those trades for you. Cannot get any easier than that. It cannot. So, and then you just deal from one fib line to the other, and then let the auto trade calculate your entry and your exit and your signal, exit signal, and call it off. So I will be with everyone today. Yesterday I was pretty busy. The question is, how much is the support resistance influence my trading? I will not touch the market if I don't have those fib lines run. Because if you don't have them, it's not a sales talk, it's not a commercial talk. If I want to enter the market, I want to know my destination on that trade. It's very simple. If I don't see price level, where is the support, resistance, projection, I will not invest a dime in this business. Even if you are auto trading, you have to look at it. Even when you are auto trading. As an example, I immediately, if we look at this picture run, it doesn't need a brainer to see there is a problem at 83.14 and there is a problem at 83.19 and there is no go on the Nasdaq. If you go back to the video from yesterday, it was no go on the ES. And I said yesterday on the ES, it's not going to go above those levels, and never did the whole day. So by looking at those lines, immediately you recognize there is no go long on the Nasdaq until, actually there is no go long at the moment on the Nasdaq. Not unless there's something turn around, some news today. But because we are not a market movers, we cannot move this market to go from A to B here, So immediately you can, when there is a trade, and when you see those lines are close to each other, this means you're going to have a problem. Let me try to fish one of the levels on any charts with a scalper. Okay, this is the ES, is on the bigger picture, the 1 minute. But let's go to the scalper run. This is a perfect picture. This is a perfect picture. Why? Look where is the target. The target hit in a close position. We missed one tick on the target. But if we look at the ES here, there is a double resistance on the ES, and it's not going anywhere. Especially the sooner we get to the chop market, the sooner we get to the Christmas, the more chop areas we're gonna get. And as we see here, the ES is right in line with the double resistance, and there is no go. And we had a buy entry on the scalper from here at 31.05, is right there on your market analyzer, barely touched the target, and it fell to the support line. Those your trailing stops are your floor fibs. So everything is fibs. The secret in the trading is fibs. We can split the market to three pieces, momentum and blah, 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 blah. I don't want to go through that. But to me, I don't want to split it in three pieces. I want to just let the system take the trade for me, taking my emotions away, and I will deal with the fibs. Because when you see those two fibs here, and this is a very small chart, this is a 15-second chart, and you can see how this market is struggling in that area. And that, once we see that, let's say you want to take a manual trade, is it really tradable long? No, it's not. This one here is going to go back and retest in the 3110. Immediately is not just avoiding a bad trade, is avoiding also, um, is telling us where we can pick up the next trade or where is the destination on those trades. This is an example on the Russell. As we see on the Russell, it doesn't matter if it's a Russell or they're all the same formula. If we look at the Russell, we are about to have a new entry on the Russell. No matter what the system is going to tell me to enter the market and exit the market, if we have a short trade on the Russell, I know I cannot go any farther than 1605.2. I know that. So this way I immediately zero in to exit on those trades and here override the auto trade if I want to. By again, guys, there is this kind of auto trades. There is each person has their own personality and have their own. There's this kind of auto trade. You are at 100% at the mercy of the market. You cannot do anything. And there is no such a thing so that you can auto trade and look now. Then look at this Nasdaq. But this one here can really look at this Nasdaq. Immediately we have a new signal on the Nasdaq. Fair enough. Immediately, if you look at the previous two trades on the signal, we went down, closing in with $300 on every chart. No sweat. It was milliseconds and they were done. If we look at this one here, it is a struggling market. And while we are in a trade, we know it is a struggling auto trade right now. That trade is a struggling. Why? You have 1 fib, 2 fib, 3 fibs. It's gonna be a trouble trading on those area here. And your chances of breaking those lines run very thin. So immediately, you know when this trade has been taken, you are in trouble immediately. And on cases like this, get rid of it. Break even and get rid of it. So because this is not going to go. This is a no-go trade. And as you see here, it's going to go back and touching the 83.0175, and it's going to kick right back up. And look at this. It's a trouble market. It's not the auto trade. It's a trouble market. And here is the same story here. The YM is in a big mess on both of direction. And if we look at the YM, it is a trouble market here. And as we see, there is a heavy resistance and there is a heavy support, and they are extremely tight to each other. And as we see, the Nasdaq is trying so hard to break one by one, and it is really struggling. And now the sell start coming in on Nasdaq, but then the ES, but the ES is no go on the ES. And as we see, because look at the ES where it's laying right there, and there's a double support area, so it's having a hard time with that. And it is really troubling market here on the Nasdaq. Look at this. Every time it hit one line, goes back up again. Every time it hits one line, going back again. Every time it goes back, trying. Why? And as I said, because you skipped yesterday video, if you go back to yesterday, I was saying that the ES is the oxygen for NASDAQ and Dow Jones. And as we see here on the ES, there is a double support area, which is refusing, is not able to break those levels, is gonna fire back at your face this trade on the NASDAQ and OIM. And we are aware of that condition. We are aware what's going on in the NASDAQ. It's not the auto trade. This is what we can always blame the auto trade. Didn't make that trade. It's not good. No, this is a very naive talk. Why that trade is not going for me? We need to know why that trade is not going. Okay, I can see where is this problem in this trade, because there is an extreme support areas here, and the ES is not able to break the double support area. So this one here, get rid of it as soon as possible with no negative P&L, because you can see it is a troubling market because of the ES. Immediately before even this one start, and there we go. You could have closed at a break even, plus one tick commission on both of sides, and if you was not able to read it, you're gonna be in a hole with both of them. So here is two options. We can be brainless. We accept the fact if the market is moving or it's not. We have to accept the fact. If the market is moving, this kind of automated trades, we have plenty of them. We have the institutional, reversal, A scalper, B scalper, C scalper. We have the T7, the new auto trade. We have plenty of auto trades like this. As long as you don't whine about it, we can be brainless and say, okay, I'll take my chances and I will trade this one here, and whatever I can get out of it, I can get out of it. One day you make money, one day you lose money, one day you make money, that's fine. But on that one here, if we can spend a little time reading it a little bit, first of all, you bring stability to your trade, you bring consistency to your trade, let the auto trade take in those trades for you, and you can manage it. This way you stay forever trading and forever consistent, not at the mercy of this market if the market is moving or not. So we know those two, they're not gonna make it. Both of them, we knew those two, they're not going to make it. And if we look at the ES, fell to break those double support area. So, no go. There is nothing to do. No go. Look at that trade on the gold. This is another example. We had a sell entry. Nice. Look where is our target. Very nice. But from here to here, there is a $300. And now it's going back because of this double support. It couldn't make it to the target. So when we are trading and we see there is a support area here, a double support area, stand just looking at it, we can cash in $300 out of that trade, because you immediately can see this target is not going to make it. Immediately. It don't need a brainer to see that it's not going to hit the target. There is a double support area here, and when the market came into this double support, I mean, this one thing, it's very nice. You don't have to do the drawing, to draw your lines with the fibs. They are extremely accurate. They are more accurate than this guy draw his lines with the fibs. So, because until now, no one can draw properly with the fibs, no matter how expert you are. No matter where you take it from, you will face criticism on that, because each one so you don't have to draw the fibs. They are automatically calculated, and as we see here, the market is always coming exactly where we are doing. We are using the trailing stops as a floor and fibs. Your trailing stops are floor and fibs. And then you have the system calculating tick by tick, giving you an entry and target. All what we have to worry about the fib lines, support, resistance, projection. And in my experience, it is the support, resistance, projection. Some people think it is 20% of the puzzle, and in my opinion, it is 85%. If the system taking the trade for me, so I only have to deal with very little, just the support and resistance. So without the fibs, that's why we have the fibs on a separate package, because without the fibs, I will not touch the market, honestly. So that's how important, Bron, the fibs. And Virgilio, CL report. I'm sorry, we've been talking and I forgot about the CL. Mr. Lorenzo. On the re-entry signal, Lorenzo, you can use the 15 seconds and you can use the 1 minute. Yeah, it will take the newer signal. So if the market, like on the ES right now here, it's not gonna take a re-entry. It has to generate a new signal and then it will take the re-entry. But right now, let's say if we activate the auto trade on a re-entry, if the market came to the re-entry point, it's not going to take that trade. So you got to wait, Lorenzo, till we have a new signal on the pullback, the re-entry happen. Even on the 1 minute, guys, you can see the YM is not tradable at all today. A lot of chop market on the YM. It's going to be impossible to earn anything out of it. Look, the Nasdaq is trying again. Look at this timing. Okay? The Nasdaq is trying again. All right? Look where is the ES. You have a double support area plus our trailing stops, the floor and fibs. Look how bad that area on the ES. You have a very bad area from the price is playing right now all the way down to 3108.50 at the moment. Things can change in 5 minutes. But this is a really hard area. If we look why that signal didn't go, the ES refused to go below that number. It couldn't penetrate the support areas. As long as the ES not able to break those two areas, all your short on a YM and NASDAQ is not going to do it. It's not. Will not. Cannot. Until the technical support has been broken on the ES, which it is 31.1150 and 31.1225. We need to break that area, and it is really, really a chop area on the ES from 31.12 all the way down to 31.08. This is a nightmare. Yesterday was the opposite direction. It was only short yesterday. If you go back with the video, it was only short on the ES. And today, the ES, there is no short at the moment. At the moment, there is no short. And I don't see how we're going to have short on an ES when we have this big mess right there. This is one big pile of mud. You don't want to get into the trades on the ES. And it is only one direction, up. And once we break this one here, the 31.15.25, we are expecting today to go all the way up to 31.20.75. I don't see any hope to go below those lines today from now to 12 o'clock. And this is where the biggest question, how do you see volatility? This is, you're looking at it. The NASDAQ and the YM, they are keep gonna try to go short, and the ES, and now these poor guys, they are sitting somewhere, they see, okay, the market is going, let's go short. And there is no short because it's gonna take a lot of news to break everything in here. And this is a really nasty area. And it's gonna go back, bounce back from those areas, go back up again. And that is gonna generate a lot of losses. If you are using a dummy auto trade with an indicator, it will be a disaster today for a dummy auto trade. And it is, and if you are trading manually, good luck with that. You're not able to survive on the short trades on an ES at all. It's not survivable. It's loud and clear right in front of you. Again, guys, like what I said yesterday, you have to earn your stripes. And we've had some people in the past where you know, I don't want to get into it, but and some companies, they have somebody to, you know, to, I don't want to go through it, but sometimes also talking to somebody about your motion with the trades, with the professionals, sometimes it helps, you know. But on a guy with $2,000-3,000, I mean, he's not. But there is a lot of I don't know how to put it politely, and I mean, I don't believe in that, but maybe because I'm strong, I don't know. But some people are weak. Maybe they need some consultation with to how to deal with their emotion or how to deal with over trading. And there is some companies I don't know how it is right now. In the old days, you can go in and talk to. They have a local shrink in there. You can he can go and build your hope again. But there is a problem among traders over trading, and or they are nervous taking a trade. And I find it today with the micro account, you should not be nervous anymore taking a risk on a micro account. It is very acceptable, and you don't need to shrink for that. I don't know, but I hate to be in this spot because once you get emotional, I mean, it's hard to say don't get emotionally involved with your trade, but you have to treat it a little bit, I don't know. Also, there is something with culture, and oh man, I don't want to get in trouble with that part, but the Europeans are a little bit colder uh, when it talks to, sharp, and oh man, I don't want to get in trouble with that one, so I'm gonna skip it and stop right here. But we have to be cold when we are taking a trade, and when we make a mistake, you have to um, take the bite and move on, and don't let it beat you the market, especially on a day like this. As we see, we've been talking and yapping for half an hour. As we see, what is the story, Ron, on the ES here? Okay, what is the story here on the ES? It is from when we started this webinar until now, we are still on the same level: projection, support, support, projection, projection, support. What happened to this Nasdaq trade? It's still going in a circle. Nothing happened. What happened to this YM trade? Nothing. It's in the circle, and the reason is a disaster, and the ES is not going below this nasty area here from 31.1225 to 31.08. So if you are using a normal auto trade, I mean, on our auto trades, on every one of them, well, that's why we did not do it just for the decoration. But if we look at those scalpers, which most of them now they are done, we put short only and long only. Or if you think the market, you can say pause, and then it's not going to take any trades. Keep moving, but will not take a trade, or resume. So that's why, and we have covered a lot this years in the webinars. For the last 10 years, we covered those. The response was 1%. Why you don't use it? And we ask people why you don't use it. Oh, Sam, I don't want to. I get emotionally disturbed. Okay, so if I'm trading that kind of auto trade at the moment, and I can see there is a problem in here, and this ES is not going to go short today, I keep directing my auto trades to the long side only. Not interfering with the auto trade and not knowing what's going on in the market, and you're going to leave it all to the auto trade, then again, like what I said, then you leave it at the market mercy. If the market were willing to give you money today, it will. And the market not going to give you money, it will not. And you have to live with it. But if you examine what's going on, then you say, buddy, take long only. I'm not interested in this trade, and that's why. Now we got a new signal, okay? Now we got a new signal long. And as I told you, I'm expecting today to go to 31.20 in it. And I lost my CL. Where is my CL? And I know, Ron, you like not to mess with those. I know that. I know you. But yeah, you can mess with it. And for a guy can keep his eye on the market, and a guy do not look at the market, the percentage is for the guy keep his eyes on the market and manage the auto trade have a chance of surviving by 200%, 300%. For a guy who just want to auto trade and close his eyes, not to do anything, his chances to any kind of auto trade, his chances to survive the market is very thin. You know, he has to be until he's drained out of money, and then he will be out of the rain. You simply, as I said yesterday, as I said a lot yesterday, uh, those bankers, they have auto trades, but they have 13, 14, 20 IT men in the other room adjusting the auto trade. And they take 300 trades a day. I have seen it in Luxembourg. And then they have 100 losing trade and maybe 200 winning trades. When we are sitting by ourselves, we don't have 13 IT people sitting on the other side, the other room, monitoring the market. It's just in the algorithm on your system. So instead, you need to uh, observe what's going on in the market. Oh God, it looks complicated, and it's not. It is not. It's just this is the way it is. You know. You, I'm gonna be taking 5 minutes break before I get in trouble, and we'll be right back. Thank you. As you see, guys, this is there is nothing holding that much, so we will go ahead and break it even, and even before we say anything, this market is turning around on us. We're gonna have a lot of those in this month, but this is the only thing we have. Now the market is turning around. If we look at the ES, it never did go below the 31.1175. Never did. Never will. From now, we still have 1 hour to 12 o'clock. Nothing is going to happen below 31.1175. So you need to direct your auto trades to long trades only. This is a typical December month. You are in a trade, all of a sudden the market turn around. Nothing we can do. we just have a signal on the NASDAQ, and here it is, the auto trade. There is not much to do today. And this one is going to make it probably here. Why? Because the ES has not come into 3111. I'm going to leave it as is. For the CL, the target on the scalper is 57.89, but I extended where is the double support at 57.51 and 57.62. So we're hoping we're gonna cross the target and go all the way to 57.66. That's what I'm hoping on. On the gold, we were having a problem with the resistance line at 147.9, and now we just broke it, so I expanded the target. You see, CL just hit the target, but I'm hoping that we're gonna go all the way down to the 57.66, so we can expand the target on the gold. I put it at 148, 1480, and we crossed the last fib line at 147.9. So hopefully this one is gonna do the trick and go above the target 1480. For the CL, this is what we've been waiting on for this market to trend, and hopefully we're gonna go all the way down to the double support area, and that will be very nice trade on the double support area. So we extended the target on those. But target hit on the CL is done. For the Nasdaq, we just have an entry, weak entry on the Nasdaq. You see, when the CL hit this target, the market went right back in. Amazing. So I'm overriding it to the 57.66. Hopefully can do the trick. It don't seems like it's gonna do it. Very flat market today. Those signals on the white chart come in from the scalper, the right corner here. Oh man, it's gonna knock it out. Greed. If I left it at the target, would have been a very nice trade. Again, the greed. I was hoping we're gonna go to 57.67. It did not, and it hit the target and went right back up again to the entry level. This is a greed. Okay, so this one is done. really a lot of volatility on those trades. Every time the market trying to get, there is nothing we can do. From 10 o'clock today, we are on practically one line on the ES, did not move. Every time we take a trade, it gives a few ticks and then the market gets back. Nothing we can do about it. Today, typical December month's day. On the other system, A scalper, B scalper, we use only 1 minute. And I mean, I can open every one by one. They're done. You can use 1 minute or 150 ticks. Done. Done. A scalper and B scalper. 150 ticks or 1 minute. You decide. They are done. Done. And it's amazing. They are really done. Scalper is done. And now we have the scalper start taking a new trade. We have a problem at 11.8. And we have the DAX. And we have the CL trying to break up. I don't trust the DAX around this hours, so I'm just breaking it even. ES, we have a problem at 11.8. CL. Well, this is one of a very choppy day today, and you can see even every time we try to catch a trend, and with the DAX, it's not gonna go anywhere above 146. ES 118 and CL 58.34. Very small trades because the market not moving, and extremely small trades, a lot of chops. And there we go. Here's the resistance, and look, stopped right at the resistance level. That's as expected. The CL is going to be at 58.34. This is it's going to be a nightmare for a guy who don't know what he's doing today in the market. It will be a total disaster for him. Beautiful. And hopefully, you see where the ES 118, and if we break the 118, we're going to the target. Very simple. On the CL, if you notice, there is one fib level at 58.21. It's causing this auto trade go above the 58.21. Once we cross the 58.21, the next target is 58.34. Third final destination 58.47. And as you see now, the ES, this is what we were worrying about, 31.18. And this is immediate break even. I don't know if it's gonna make it. Today is a very hard day if you don't know what you're doing. and we predicted that it's gonna fail to break the 3118 level here, and it did. So CL, we're trying to break that line. Once we break this line, we go to the 5834. Otherwise, we're gonna be in trouble with that trade. The gold, guys, all those trades, you get the new signals from here, the market analyzer. I don't have to call every single bumper. Just fire the gold trade, and also with this. Welcome to Chop Market. Thank you, Jim. Jim said, trading without your zone today, it will be a disaster. You got it, Jim. It is chop, and we've been screaming all day long about all this. This month is gonna be a lot of a chop area, and this is exactly what Jim said. Trading today without your zone, it will be a disaster. Yeah, it is, and so this is for Ron a question: how important the fibs? Well, you're looking at it. And now look at the CL, Jimmy. If we break the 5821, you see, look where it is, right there. We know where is the problem. Jim, that's what we need to know. Where is the problem when we are handling the market? We cannot just look at numbers. I made 200 or 100 or those, they come later. We need to know when we are in a trade where we having a problem. You don't just close your eye and hoping everything gonna be nice and sweet. So we know there is a problem with the CL at this fib line at 5821. Once we cross it, we deal with the 5834. Once we cross it, we deal with the 5847. We take one step at a time. The ES, we knew the problem before it happened. DAX has already hit the target. That's why I immediately, when I saw the ES, Jimmy, fell on the 3118, immediately break even, and or try to take it a notch a little bit, and then you say you don't care what happened to this trade. Finally, the CL broke that level, and now we are coming to this level, 5834. This is another line we need to deal with. I don't trust the market today, so what I will do, I will break even immediately. The gold is doing okay now. Let's see if it's gonna go all the way down. Okay. Well, we have to keep trying until we catch a trend. That's it. We don't know when the trend is coming. Could be at 9:29, or it could be 11, or it could be 11:30. And that's why you never can say, I'll start from. So we have to be ready to be behind the computer around 9 o'clock and trying to catch a trend. And once we catch the trend, we are done. As we see, the ES did not uh, make it above this line 3118. Well, it was a chop day, very chop day, and we managed to survive without getting in trouble, guys. And it's 11:45, and now the ES we closed the last one, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. We say thank you very much for today. God bless you all, and see you tomorrow at 10. There is nothing to do anymore. It's done for today.